they can't say anything because they're under NDA and they would lose their job.
Yep.
You know, there's some I can guarantee you from the few people also that I'm not going to name names, obviously, but their studios shut down anyway, so it wouldn't really hurt them. But I'm not going to name names regardless. I have talked with a few, Firewalk that did Concord, a few Firewalk employees, and I was like, what was the thought process behind it? They were like, well, we really couldn't say anything.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Autumn Colors podcast. And yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these. Yeah, so particularly, I think we just kind of want to just get into it and talk about more or less kind of just video games in general, and just kind of a retrospective on that.
He immediately cracks can.
Yep, that's the tone we're going for. Anyway.
So, where do you want to start with this topic? Because I've got a lot to say.
How about the easy one, about how current day gaming sucks sometimes and why?
Yeah, the problem... Because I don't want this to just be like a modern crap sesh.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Look, we're obviously going to get into where we want to get this into. This is just the easy stuff. Let's just get it out of the way, and then let's move on to what we actually want to talk about.
Yeah, this is the low-hanging fruit, right?
Yeah.
The problems with like gaming today, right? Is that you own nothing. Games take like $1 bajillion, so they have to be 70-80. It's that people are more fascinated with hardware than they are with actual experiences or the games anymore. And granted, that's always been a thing, right?
Yeah.
People have always been interested in, the progression of technology, but I think that we hit the ceiling last generation. You can't really get much better than last generation without becoming obnoxious.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, yeah, you've pretty much hit a lot of nails on the point, but I think also a big issue with it, in my eyes, is just the amount of genuine, I guess it's essentially nowadays, I think it would just be right to call it an ecosystem. Because, the gaming industry has just made newer generations, and even, generations and whatnot in the current day, buy into their bullshit. It no
longer feels like I need to buy this new piece of hardware because the old one can't support it. It feels like you're selling me a new piece of hardware just because you want to sell a new piece of hardware. It's obviously you couldn't play in PS1 games. Well, I guess that doesn't make sense because PS1 was the start. You can't play N64 games on the Super Nintendo. Obviously you needed an upgrade, right? Can't play PS2 games on the PS1. Obviously you needed an upgrade. After the PS3, it really felt like you were taking the piss at some point,
Yeah. And it's even more it comes a little more that you can kind of tell that generation is where the cracks started to really form, because it wasn't just, with the PS3. I mean, yeah, it was backwards compatible with PS1 games, but that was kind of it. Unless you had a specific model of a PS3, you couldn't play PS2 games.
Right, because it was so quote-unquote expensive to make, right?
Yeah. And it is genuinely because of that, it was, I believe, the PS3 and Xbox 360, I lose track so much of this. It was 7th gen, right?
The PS3 and 360, I believe that was 7th gen, because I believe Gen 6 was the PS2 and all that.
Yeah,
Gen 7
7th
consoles.
gen, I would say, is where cracks started to form a lot, because that's when companies were like, hey,
let's start
HD gaming.
HD gaming. Our games are connected to the internet now. Let's update
Like,
them
yeah,
constantly.
update patches,
Make
yeah.
patches for better or worse in a lot of ways. And
Game sizes actually started to matter because now you would actually have to wait a few minutes.
yep, and then there was also like some companies really started to focus, hey, let's start making content separate to the game that people could just pay and download.
Yeah, because that's where DLC started.
Yep. Like,
And
technically speaking, if you want to argue, it's been kind of, that kind of thing has been a thing for a while. It's just never on what we've seen nowadays.
Well, back on the original PS2, right? They had Kingdom Hearts, right?
Kingdom
And then, like,
Hearts,
a year-
Persona
and
3.
And then a year later, they had Japan got Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which was pretty much an like a small like expansion to Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
And then Persona, obviously, Persona had
Persona 3,
extra
and then,
editions, yeah.
went to FES. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It was a, I mean, it was a different story, because this is a good segue. I mean, back in the day, it was genuinely different. I mean, like, we didn't have the privileges we have nowadays, because a lot of the games, whatever they came on the disc, that was it.
I was about to say, digital distribution wasn't really a thing unless you were on. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? 'Cause I don't really remember much about the PS3, because I was more of a 360 kid.
Right.
Digital distribution, where you actually would go to the store, to the online store, marketplace, and download a full game to your console, wasn't that big of a thing unless you were on 360, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think the original Xbox was kind of the one to really tap more into the internet back in the day, but it wasn't as big
the original
as what we got.
Xbox started. Yeah, the original Xbox and PS2. Well, the PS2 had online multiplayer, right? The Xbox was the one that popularized it because of Xbox Live.
Yeah, PS2 was the one, I think, to follow with it, but nobody I knew ever played PS2 online.
Right. The thing about that, right, is that's where the scam started coming in.
Yeah.
Of where we're gonna feed you this bullcrap about, oh, we need to pay for servers. Servers are expensive. Yada yada yada. Pay us, please. Okay, so explain to me why Valve back in the day could afford to not charge PC players to play online. Right?
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, because I want to remind you, there was a time that Valve was not a juggernaut. They used to be like a smaller company. They didn't used to have Steam, you know?
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, also, that's another thing I want to get into, right? Is that the absolute annoying, I guess you could say tribalism now, that it feels like you're not allowed to criticize anybody without disavowing everyone at the same time. Like, now you can't say anything bad about Microsoft without disavowing what Sony's doing bad, what Nintendo's doing bad, what Valve has done bad, you know?
Yeah.
So, because if you don't, some idiot in the comment is gonna be like, oh, you're just a fanboy of XYZ because you didn't mention them.
Yeah, and that's a part of the whole thing I was talking about with the ecosystem, where it's like, you know, it's because a lot of what this buys into is nostalgia, because a lot of us grew up on these games, more or less, and companies understand this, and they not only, like, understand it, they take advantage of it with the amount of games that have come out and whatnot, and practices that are, like, genuinely fucking predatory and scammy, but these companies are so, like, actually self-confident in themselves that they'll know you'll still buy it anyway.
Right.
And people, like, a lot of the times, I think I've talked about this a little before, But a lot of times, people come to the defense of these multi-million-dollar companies. Insert pirate
Billion.
software reference here.
Billion
multi-
dollar.
Oh yeah, billion, but who's counting? Oh right, the investors who make all this shit possible.
But yeah, go ahead, pirate software.
Yeah, insert pirate software reference here. And the thing about it is, like, I think a lot of people misunderstand the difference between criticism and thinking that you have to be, like, completely justified in standing against your luxury products of video games. It's like, no, I mean, look, if you don't hate Pokemon, right, and you want to still play it, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Do you know what the reality of that one is? Is that people... I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your thought.
No, go ahead.
But people don't seem to realize when they're rallying on Twitter and trying to destroy, boycott Pokemon, whatever.
Yeah.
Little Timmy over here, who's 10 years old, does not care, and he's the main target audience.
Yeah.
He wants to play Pokemon. Mom and Dad bought me the new Switch to play the new Pokemon. I'm gonna play Pokemon. Because that's what I've seen a lot of, is that, people are like, well, I don't do this, and I don't buy it, and I hope that in time, I've never gotten to Pokemon, I hope that, eventually new fans will, they'll start getting new fans, and they'll have to actually be forced to change. You don't understand. New fans for Pokemon are infinite, because there's always going to be children.
Yep.
Yeah, it's this whole thing, but it's like it is this mixture of this insidious, parasitic desire for attention that the internet has that goes unchecked, where they want the views, they want the clicks, but at the same time, it's also like, hey, how can we get as mad as possible about something we genuinely just either don't give a fuck about or care about, but not really all that much? How can we blow it out of proportion? That's where, like, a lot of that stuff stems with outrage culture, because a lot of the stuff people are talking about when it comes to Pokemon, for instance, has not been new. But a lot of people, the common thing that happens a lot of the times with these conversations is that people don't want to add in solutions. People don't give a fuck about whether or not Game Freak or the Pokemon Company or Nintendo actually, like, what it takes for them to make a good game. They just want them to fix their games now and just push it out the door, instead of actually taking into consideration what that actually costs, what that actually takes. Now, cost, of course, we're talking about Nintendo here, and the Game Freak, Pokemon Company.
Yeah, video game, game Disney, you know.
This is not really an issue for them. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, so you want your brand new Pokemon game. Okay, well, how long are you willing to wait for it is the question. And a lot of people who are outraged on this don't want to wait, because then that's something that they get to bitch about more. Oh, well,
and then
I don't want, like, I mean, what do you mean the game can't come out this year? I mean, they've been coming out every other year. What do you mean? Like, oh my god, you guys couldn't just fucking make the new Pokemon game just better in the same amount of time? This is just, I used to, what happened to you guys? You fucking changed. I'm not taking my money elsewhere. It's kind of shit.
And then, again, it goes back to, again, the thing is that, kids don't care, right? Kids want game now. Kids don't want to wait 3 or 4 years for a Pokemon game. They want it right now. And they're the target audience, so guess who's being catered to?
Yeah, they're the, like, it's essentially the whole Veruca Salt thing of, I want it now.
Right, and the thing is, the craziest thing ever, Game Freak and Nintendo could release, let's say, what's the most beloved entries? Pokemon Black and White 2, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they remake those games, fully ground up 3D, they add voice acting, they keep all the original content, they add new content in, and they release it. How much do you think that game's actually gonna cost? It's probably gonna be $70 or $80.
I mean, relatively, like, real talk, it could just be no more expensive than fucking Hades 2. But Like,
You know, yeah, I'm
we
not
don't live
defending.
in
I'm
a
not
we don't
defending.
live in a world where AAA isn't the way it
Yeah.
is.
I'm not defending the price tag. It's just
Mhm.
like the reality of it is Nintendo is going to look at it and say, okay, we spent all of this effort and we actually did voice acting this time for the first time for
Yeah.
a Pokemon game. Y'all gonna have to come off some voice acting Pokemon money, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
That's the thing, is that, and you know what? Let's say by some miracle it is $60, right? By
Right.
some miracle,
Right.
it is $60. People are still gonna whine, bitch, and complain
Yeah.
because, well, this isn't the original. I don't like the voice acting. I don't. Why'd you ask for it then?
Yeah.
You know.
Like, the thing is too. I remember it. Like, the only Pokemon game I remember genuinely having voice acting was Pokken Tournament, and it was not
Yeah.
good.
It's not. And you know what's crazy is that, again, a lot of people like to make fun of Kingdom Hearts 1 for its voice acting and dialogue. And yeah, of course, it was the early 2000s. I get it, right? But at the same time, it's earnest, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I don't know. I mean, like,
okay.
I don't know. The whole thing is like. Like, we were talking about money earlier. Let's talk about something that seems to be this fallback argument of, well, I mean, you can't really blame the gaming industry nowadays because of inflation. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's have a talk about the whole inflation point and why. Personally,
I
think it's very dismissive.
I hate that. I hate the argument of, man, it kind of sucks that games are $70 or $80 now. Yeah, well, back in the 90s, they were $200. Okay, but that's not the talking point. You're being very
And
dismissive.
also, where are you getting these numbers from? Games back in the day were like $200. Like, games back in the day.
No, realist. I was being.
I know. But it's just like, again, this is the kind of point that they try to drag, where it's like they will make some kind of number where it's like, well, games back in the days were this, and that. And it's just like, okay, where are you getting this number from? It's like, well, this one statistic, okay. Have you actually calculated how much? And then not only that, calculate how much on top of the base game, followed by DLC, season passes, expansion passes, fucking microtransactions, loot boxes, all of this stuff that AAA gaming seems to love doing. Like,
yeah, also, do you want to open that can of worms in a minute?
oh yeah, we can absolutely do that. Because, like, genuinely, that's something people seem to blink on. Yes, you can argue back in the day games were just as expensive as they are nowadays. But that was it.
They were on the disc. They were on the disc, and
they
they
were
were
on the
complete.
disc. They were on the cartridge.
For better or worse, they were complete.
Yeah.
You know?
That was all you got. Like, Super Mario Brothers back on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super NES.
Yeah, it was probably as expensive as a $70 game today, right?
Yeah.
But the difference is, and that's why I hate this argument so much, because it's so dismissive and it's so reductive of the actual industry, is that, yeah, but if I bought Mario back then, even if it was $70, I could take it home, put it in my console, it works, it's complete, it's great.
Yeah.
If I go out and buy, I don't know, freaking movie slop Sony game number 3000.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee that this is going to run well, that it's going to actually not need updates, so I don't have to wait for installs, you know?
Yeah. And we were like,
and
this was
that's
something
another
also
thing I'll get into.
This is also something that I had to figure out the hard way when I played this game, but DLC is not transferable. Like, unless you had a specific disc, like, sometimes, like, for example, Borderlands 2 comes with a Game of the Year edition, and it has all of, like, the DLC and whatnot, which is cool. That, like, that's one example of it. It doesn't take example for example. This is a problem I've had with, and reset that counter, Persona 5.
Yeah.
Because
I love how
had
that's become a running theme.
Yeah, at this point, I've just decided to roll with it. I've recorded this too. I have had 2 copies of Persona 5. One on PS3,
and one on PS4. I tried to play the PS4 version live, and I was like, alright, so I have all of this DLC from PS3 back when I was playing it. It's the same game. It should work, right? I go over to the store. They want me to buy all of the DLC for the PS4 again.
Yeah, see, that's the problem I feel, is that you clearly, I get it, whatever, it's different code, it's a different version of the game, yeah. But here's the issue, is that PS3 to PS4, you see on my account that I've bought the PS3 DLC, why can you not just try to give me the PS4 DLC also, you
Which
know?
the DLC comment also is a problem in and of itself when we get to
Oh yeah,
games
because it
that
breaks the game.
breaks the game. But also, you know what it also is kind of a shame when certain companies delist their games and they have a bunch of DLCs that you could buy the game physically and get.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know, Soul Calibur 5. Like, that game delisted not too long ago. I got the chance to play Soul Calibur 5 again, and I was like, alright, now I want to own all of the DLC. That link and everything to the store is gone. I can't be able to buy it anymore.
Yeah, and at that point, what option are you left with? Bot piracy, you know?
Even then, right? Like, because, again, this is also a problem in and of itself and a different conversation, but, like, PS3 games are just, like, genuinely... They are a bitch and a half to fucking emulate and whatnot. And even then, like, I've tried looking for, like, hey, can somebody, like, is there a way to actually make my game actually have the DLC from the store that's no longer available? Nobody seems to find an answer for it. So that adds to the whole thing of, like, games being lost to time.
Alright, I think I have to rip the band-aid off and go in this direction since we're still on the, modern gaming thing.
Do it.
And this is going to really probably piss some people off with on this.
Do it.
I feels like all modern games I play are the same exact thing. After a point, especially from Sony.
Yeah, it's like when we were talking about how like the 7th gen was where the crack started the show, there was more than just stuff like DLC and whatnot. It was also some games because
It was like Uncharted, right?
Uncharted
was...
The Last of Us, fucking even Grand Theft Auto 5.
Right, I always forget that is a 7th gen game.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that was when that game released. Because of how long of that game has survived.
Yeah.
And not for good reasons, by the way. Let me just state that now. Not for good reasons.
Yeah, like, okay, on the one hand, I mean, it has had a lot of fans playing it over the years, which kudos, you know, that's as, you know, dead, tired, and much of, like, worn out as the gaming community has gotten with that game. It is impressive that they've been able to keep it alive that long, but that also doesn't change the fact that Rockstar has been genuinely predatory with that game.
Oh yeah. Let me just put it this way, right? You know I'm a games journalist, right? So I play big releases sometimes.
Right.
I remember playing God of War 2018, and I was like, wow, this is actually really great. I like this. And I was like, I can't wait to see what they do with it in the sequel. And I was actually excited for the sequel.
Right.
I got the sequel, and I was like, okay, maybe they're just slow at the start. This game, and I know what people will probably want to say, it's a sequel to a game that when were you expecting something completely different? No, but I was expecting enough new content that this didn't just feel like a weird expansion pack, because that's where I am with a lot of Sony's first party IPs right now. They just feel like it's the first game but with like one extra thing added. Because when people ask me, they're like, hey, should I play the Horizon series? I will tell them, watch a recap on Horizon 1 story and DLC, and then play the second game. That way, you're not playing the same exact game again. but with just a new sandbox. It feels like, and that's why I didn't review Ghost to Be Okay either, because I'm just like, it's just Tsushima, but with a few extra things added.
The only reason why I would want to play it is because of the Shinichiro Watanabe music.
Yeah.
That's it. But even then, I could just look it up.
Also, let me put it this way: I'm not saying these games are bad, right? They're not. I'm not saying they're awful. I love Ghost of Tsushima. It's a cinematic third-person action game. I love the first God of War. Also, kind of have a soft spot for Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
And I'll probably get around to Yokai at some point. I like Horizon, but my point is that it feels like Sony has drawn themselves this box of cinematic third-person action game with open world, right? Or semi-open world. And it just feels like they don't know what else to do because they feel like, I don't know, they feel like people will make fun of them if they make anything else. Something like an Astrobot, you know?
Yeah, like, it was very clear day where, like, Sony's sort of head is at when they were going, like, alright, let's work on something like a hero shooter, like, oh, Concord. It's like...
Yeah. Also, can I just say another controversial opinion?
Go for it.
The designs in Concord were not the problem with the game. They definitely didn't help.
It was just another hero shooter. It's just like, dude,
right.
Like, as much problems as it has, Overwatch 2 is free to play. Fucking Marvel Rivals is out. Hell, Team Fortress 2, I could go buy right now.
Still, yeah.
Like,
hey, it's free to play though, isn't it?
Yeah. Even then, right? Like, I could just go, if I wanted to keep it physically, I could just go buy the orange box.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, it still exists.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's just my issue, is that I feel like, nobody wants to take a risk anymore on a weird idea, or like, nobody wants to make an Infamous, right?
Like, and even what we see, like, just gets nipped in the bud. Like, one of the biggest games to come out in the last 5 years has been Hi-Fi Rush. And we could have gotten, like, a sequel out of that, but Bethesda decided to cut Tango Gameworks.
Yeah, you know why they cut them?
Because they wanted to ask for a sequel?
They asked for a bigger budget to make a bigger sequel.
Yeah.
And they got shut down for it. The same exact thing happened to Arcane Austin when they asked about making Dishonored 3. They said, no, we're making Redfall. And they're like, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's depressing, dude. I understand why there's so much burnout in the actual industry.
And even then, it's like I for one, I have no idea how, like, there's a lot of just, like, uncertainty. I didn't realize just how kind of... It's no, like, I will say, it's no wonder why the video game industry, for the most part, is so playing it safe when you have stories such as, Bass Reeves Can't Die.
Yeah, it's nightmarish. If someone actually ever produced an article, and I'm not going to do it, that's not my place.
Right.
If somebody actually produced an article pulling the curtain back, you would see how miserable a lot of these people are, because that's the problem, is that people online get this false misconception that game developers, for some reason, hate them, when it's only usually like one or two idiots on Twitter or something making a stink, and it's like, there's an entire team of people behind this game.
Just make your own PC.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, I'll get to him in a second. Yeah, there's an entire team of people that are behind these projects who are either extremely passionate and trying their best, and management is just screwing them over, or they are absolutely hating their life, hating making this game as much as you are, but they can't say anything because they're under NDA and they would lose their job.
Yep.
You know? There's some, I can guarantee you, from the few people that I'm not gonna name names, obviously, but their studios shut down anyway, so it wouldn't really hurt them. but I'm
Right.
not gonna name names regardless. I have talked with a few, was it Firewalk that did Concord? A few Firewalk employees, and I was like, what was the thought process behind it? They were like, well, we really couldn't say anything because it felt like if you spoke up against this project, your job was in jeopardy. It's like a lot of us hated making this game because it's like it's just a hero shooter. It's not gonna do well. I've talked with some people on the Suicide Squad team of Rocksteady
Right.
that have left, and they're like, we would have rather made the Batman Beyond Arkham game, but the Rocksteady leadership didn't let us. They said no, we're doing the leader shooter, and they're like, okay, I mean you're the boss, we can't really.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And that brings us to the one I want to bring up the most.
Borderlands 4.
Borderlands 4, and an amazing game. Let me put that out there right now, right? It's an amazing game.
Yeah.
It's probably the best Borderlands has been.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dragged down by its idiotic CEO who will not shut up on Twitter sabotaging this team.
Blizzard has,
Not only-
do you guys not have phones? 2K has, why don't you build a PC?
Why don't you make your own games or your own engine?
Right, yeah.
That's literally what he said. And it's like, gee, I was like, dude, you are not a creative. You're not part of the team. You're the idiot that takes care of investor nonsense.
I think
Why
I
are
came
you
up with
speaking?
this. I think I came up with this comparison and sent it to you. It was like Randy Pitchford is that guy on a group project that is assigned. Now everyone else pitches in. Everyone does their work. They do their research. They get everything turned in. Randy Pitchford is the guy that signed his name on the project, and that's it. And
Right, and he
when that
suddenly
project
thinks he's in charge of it.
yeah, and when that project turns out to be the best one, he is rubbing it in everyone's faces. Because I won, my project won, look how much work I did. Yes, you put your thumbprint on the paper, and that's it.
Yeah, you were not. And you know which game he did personally work on?
Borderlands
3, the worst one. So
It
I
is-
guess it's like it hurt his pride or something that they didn't let me work on this one, and it's actually good now. So
I've had this bit of a joke where it's like every odd game of Borderlands is just gonna suck, while every even game, like Borderlands
it's
1,
gonna be great.
it was rough, especially playing today. Borderlands 2, still a timeless classic, honestly.
Still a masterpiece, bro.
Yeah, honestly, it's really fun to play, even with the busted characters. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is in the mixture of, it's okay, it's not bad or good, it's just okay. Like, it has some fun moments, but it's okay. And then Borderlands 3, God, this sucks. There's some moments here, but it sucks. Borderlands 4, people are just
It's
pretty
actually
much saying,
great.
yeah. Like, I mean...
The only problem with Borderlands 4 was the optimization, and it's like, man, this game really needed like at least another 2 months to refine all these edges.
Yeah.
It probably could have been like Game of the Year 2026, you know?
Yeah. I could see that.
Because that's how good it is. I actually like that a lot. And again, I'm sorry, I know, I just probably stated heresy that I don't like Borderlands 4, but I'm sorry, guys. People actually have different opinions, and they're actually allowed to still like some AAA games.
This just in, gamer boy and gamer girl like games. Stop the presses.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. It's
Yeah,
like
I
you
know
don't.
what you mean.
It's,
I know
it's
what
like
you
some weird purity test. Sometimes it's like, oh, you played
Yeah.
that, you're part of the problem.
Yeah,
Which brings me to my next point. I play Nikke, right, which is a gacha game.
Yeah.
I've never spent a single real dollar on this game,
Mhm.
but I've had so much fun just in the world, the characters, and everything. It's one of those that you're absolutely, if you are going to play it, you're going to have to just get over the horny designs, okay?
Yeah. Okay,
That's just.
I think I talked about this in one of my tangents I uploaded, but I did get into this like conversation a while back about like sort of video games and prices and everything, and I was making valid like criticisms, and this one person was like, well, I mean, you can play a lot of AAA games nowadays and not spend a single dime. I'm like, okay, like what? First thing they pulled up, Destiny 2. Second thing they pulled up, Diablo 4.
Oh, yeah.
Third thing they pulled up, Overwatch. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
it was like,
Guys? the self-awareness, excuse me?
like, oh my god, like,
It's the people that it's the people that say that Xbox Game Pass is the best deal in gaming until they raise the price and then they can't afford it anymore and then they have no games to play.
it's the most affordable thing to gaming today. Most affordable? Nikki, you don't own anything!
You said own? Like purchase? Oh no. We know someone like that, so we know someone like that.
Yeah, we know somebody like that who it took the third reselling of Halo 1 to go.
Halo 1.
Yeah, actually, let's criticize Bungie and Microsoft.
The thing is, right? If it's the fact that it feels so I don't want to say generic, but low. I guess not. Is it low effort? Maybe, I don't know. It's just that it feels so uninspired, right? That we're remaking the entire campaign of Halo 1. Oh, okay. We're adding new weapons and a few new missions and stuff. Okay, so what about the multiplayer? Well, go play it. Halo Infinite. Why?
It's like, I don't. It's like, I don't know. It just feels like, dude, I look at this and it's just like, I don't care about what you say about like how good it is nowadays. Dude, I paid for Halo 1 and several other games for $40 in a collection.
Yeah, the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I don't care about stuff like, well, this one doesn't have like crossplay enabled on it or anything. It's just like, I don't care. It was $40 for several games. It's legitimate strategy.
Go ahead, stand in here. Oh, if you get that reference.
Get the flag! Get the fucking flag!
Yeah, if you get that reference.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, again, it's just, this is a big part of why I bought a PS3 again. It's because, like, I was just sick and tired of the current, like, state of gaming with AAA and everything. And, I mean, I have spent maybe, outside of the actual, like, PS3, I've spent maybe $50 total on anything new, like controllers and games. Because everything else I own and I can still play.
Do you know what really set me off, though, the other day? Was when there was that... and obviously, I know it's Twitter. You're off of Twitter because Twitter sucks.
Oh, that, yeah.
But,
go ahead.
Yeah, it was the post that said, no, the old generations of consoles weren't better. Maybe you should just give the modern generation a chance. You're being nostalgic. I was like, no, it really was better back then.
Yeah.
This is not nostalgia blindness.
Yeah.
And it really was better. Like, yeah, but what about all the trash video games? Why were you playing trash video games? That's not... There's trash video games still. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, yeah, what trash games were you playing? Because I remember most of us, like, stop me if this is just like a what the fuck kind of moment, but I remember most of us were playing Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Max Payne, Grand Theft Auto, fucking Kingdom Hearts, you know, the works.
It's when people bring that up, they obviously are talking about, like, you know, like, oh, licensing movie tie-in games and everything, and it's like, and then those games suck, and I was like, yeah.
And then you cut to stuff like Peter Jackson's King Kong, the movie, the game.
Right. The exceptions, right? And then the Lord of the Rings games, those are really fun beat-em-ups, by the way.
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure, there were a lot of licensed tie-in games, but most of us
That were
didn't.
crap.
Yeah, most of us didn't really play those. A lot of us, I mean, sure, okay. There were people out there that did buy those games. I mean, hell, there were people that bought the SpongeBob games, which, you know, one or two of them back in the day were still pretty good. But for the most part, a lot of us were just playing, hey, this is that new Dragon Ball Z and Arena Fighter game. Hey, this is that new Naruto anime fighter game. Hey, the new Grand Theft Auto Vice City came out. Hey, what's this game where you just like fight in an arena and it's just a full-on Street Fighter and you get trophy girlfriends? It's like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
hey, what's this game where you dance on a pad? It's just like we were playing games like those.
Like, it felt like people actually, like there was actual variety back in the day, you know?
Yeah,
And it feels like there's only one way to make games now because you have to make the safest game for the most amount of people to make the most amount of money. You know?
yeah, and to be clear, we
And I
are
feel-
just talking about AAA.
Right. Obviously, because I have so many indie games. Freaking
Oh yeah,
Hades 2 is such a masterpiece of a game, and they're only selling it for what, like $25? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to
Yeah,
get into that conversation, I mean, like, I do think that, like, personally, and I say this as somebody who is excited for a lot of indie games, like, the, one of the titles I am absolutely keeping an eye on is Abyss X Zero, which recently won an award for a demo at, a convention. Like, I genuinely love what indie games are doing, and over the last 5 years, I think the majority of my time has been spent on indie games, including stuff like Hades 1 and 2. But
Absolutely.
but I do also think we have to talk about the unfortunate downside of some of these games coming out, which, yeah, they're not necessarily, it's one of those things where I think we could talk about where it's like, yeah, indie games themselves also have their drawbacks, and I don't necessarily just
I
mean
do.
like on time. I'm talking about how there are indie games that come out that are arguably more predatory than AAA games. Arguably.
Yeah.
Like, there's this game by a company. I think it's called King of Games or whatever. And they released it. It's called Kurtspell. Now, the game, back in 2019, was amping up to be one of the best free-to-play early access anime fighters. It had good character creation. It had, honestly, some decent enough story to follow, some good cosmetics. And then sometime after that, whether it be management or whether it be just a change of heart, like, that stuff got scrapped to make it a PvP and PvE game, and they started selling, like, DLC, they started adding in more microtransactions. The only thing that's keeping that game alive now is people paying for anything, like pricey or whatnot with real money. That's the only thing that's keeping that game alive. They have long since given up on any kind of support for that.
Right. But also, if we want to, yeah, it's a thing, right, where it's like indie games are not entirely immune. It's
No.
just, it feels like they have much more to lose, so it doesn't feel like they are gonna jerk you around as often, you know?
Yeah. And
Because a AAA studio can screw you over and then they can just brush it off, but if an indie game does it, they can really suffer from that.
Yeah, and that's usually why a lot of the times I think, especially with the fact that so many of them have, and believe it or not, I hate to break it to some people maybe listening, they don't have a corporate CEO and management breathing down their necks of what they can and can't do. That seems like a pretty good idea. No, they usually, it is just a team of people that are actually passionate about their craft a lot of the times.
Yeah, well, the Expedition 33, right?
Right.
That was made by two of its lead developers, right?
Yeah.
our ex Ubisoft employees who left
Yeah.
Ubisoft because they did not feel like they were being appreciated and they wanted to make their own game. And look how well that turned out for them, right?
Yeah. Hell, fucking
It's like there is talent in the AAA marketplace. It's just like,
yeah. Hell,
boy, you imagine trying. Yeah, imagine. I'm sorry, I'll let you
no,
go.
go ahead, go ahead.
Imagine trying to sell like an investor or like a AAA suit on a turn-based RPG, right? With like France setting and it's a new IP, right?
Right.
They're gonna look at you and tell you to GTFO, you know?
Yeah. And like hell, there are even other companies in the AAA space, and like you said, other developers in the AAA space that are actually, in a lot of ways, I think, spearheading the hey, this should change, and it's mystery as to why it's not being changed. For example, the head developer behind It Takes Two, and is it Split Second or Split Division?
Split Fiction.
Split Fiction, right? Yeah.
Split
Both
Fiction
those
is
games,
so good, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Part of that is because you only need to buy one copy and give your copy to a friend. That's it. And their part is the games are just relatively a lot cheaper, and both of them are owned by some of the worst AAA companies nowadays, EA and Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's... Well, EA's probably not alone for this world now, so...
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you could say that with a number of companies. But you know what is long for this world from the looks of it? Larian Studios. Like, they genuinely, for the most part, yeah, they made Baldur's Gate 3, sure, but they've also been, a lot of times, especially at the Game Awards, been actually not taking the piss. They've been taking shots at the AAA game space.
Larian... Yeah, I remember people dogpiling Larian, and they're like, yeah, of course you can do this when you have all this funding and backing, and I think it was like one of the lead guys was like, LOL, what funding? Because they had to make this game on their own, while Wizards of the Coast was not putting the bill for this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times I don't think like just the gaming industry, because you can look at a number of games over the just the past years, and they've kind of been in like a will they won't they situation. I mean, like if we want to talk about fucking Bungie back in the day, Halo 2 is considered one of the most infamous development stories, just period, because it was crunch hell. Absolutely.
I can go further back than that.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis was development hell, apparently.
Yeah.
Because Yuji Naka is kind of not a very nice person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like again, it's what I said. If somebody pulled the curtain back on the industry, you would see that these people that you think hate you probably hate what they're doing just as much, and they're real people, just like you are, right? They probably are not happy making the crap they have to make.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why I hate it when people just generalize, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this company's awful people, and they hate gamers, and they hate gaming, and they hate me, and they hate you, and they would all be better if they just were homeless or something. I was like, guys, the internet, it really is the stupid, Mike Tyson, was it Mike Tyson's quote? The internet really made you guys comfortable with saying disrespectful stuff and not getting punched in the face for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not defending these games. I'm defending the people, right? Because let's remember that these are real people.
Yeah, like it's to quote Noodle about Adobe. If you're someone who works at this company or whatever, like you just handle something like, you know, not exactly, you're not the spearhead or not the target on your back and everything, you're probably very limited to what you can do at these companies. And so we don't blame you. But as a fucking Fortune 500 company, I've lost all faith and hope.
Alright, like I'm never going to defend like Randy Pitchford, right? Jim Ryan, freaking the freaking head of Ubisoft or whatever. No, I'm not, but I will stick up for like the developers that are on the ground floor that have to deal with these absolute men children in adult bodies.
Yeah, and I'll bring up something that is personal to me. Look, I don't hate Michael Murray or even Harada at all. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate the people working on Tekken 8. But boy oh boy, do I have some fucking beef with Bandai Namco.
Exactly. This isn't the thing, right? It's like, I feel like that's another problem. I feel like it's some people feel like it's an all or nothing thing, right? Like either you
Right.
completely hate them, or everything's completely amazing. It's like it felt like there's no nuance
Yeah,
that you're not allowed to have.
It's been like that for, I think, what do we want to count it now? 10, 15 years or so?
Yeah.
I don't know. When did Tumblr stop doing porn?
Because let's be real, that's kind of where a lot of this shit
Yeah,
kind of started.
you're not wrong there.
When a lot of the
Yeah.
people who were on Tumblr, like, suddenly couldn't see porn anymore, so they moved over to Twitter, and it just got... It was already bad, but it just got amplified.
So much worse, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, there is a bit of a house
because
fire. Somebody poured an entire tanker full of gas on it.
Right. The thing is that it's so funny, right?
Right.
That it used to be, right? That it's like, oh, because we used to all make fun of Tumblr people, right?
Right.
It used to be just like that. It used to be the joke, but now it's that. Now it's Twitter, you know? Because guess where all those people moved?
Yeah.
To Twitter.
And even then, there's, like, still people on Tumblr that are just problematic. But even then, it's
Oh
just like...
yeah,
It,
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. But... And then there's also... I mean, we were... You brought it up earlier, but there's also the, This is a problem in and of itself that I'm getting real sick and tired of, and that is the, That is the push of gacha games.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Is that I'm not over here trying to be a hypocrite, right?
I mean, I didn't say I was
Oh,
above being a hypocrite.
What? I'm not over here trying to like condemn gacha games, but over here actually playing one, you know? But I know, even if you don't spend money, you're still contributing to their metrics, right? That still
Yeah.
helps them make money,
Yeah.
you know? But at the same time, there's like it feels like if you made a gacha game, right? If I feel like you've made this to share a vision you have, that's cool. But if I feel like you're pandering and just trying to get, you know, like this is gacha games make money, so let's make a gacha game, you know? I feel like I have a lot less respect for that.
Yeah. Like, this is coming from somebody who has played Kuro games. This is coming from somebody who's played stuff like Arknights and even tried out Nikkei. Look, if I want to kill time with a gacha game, I fucking will. But at the same time, I have to say I'm getting pretty sick and tired of seeing, oh hey, we have a brand new 3D anime game. Oh, it's owned by insert gacha game company in China or South Korea here. That's
Yeah.
the biggest issue, is that anime games have now become the red flag of, oh, this isn't an actual game, it's just a casino.
Right, that's what I'm saying. When it feels less like, oh, I'm here for a story, and it feels like, hey, I'm here to collect your wallet.
Yeah.
You know? Obviously, obviously I have a lot less respect for that.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. And then, I mean, if there's, like, one thing in particular, it's just, like, I think I've kind of been a little more lax on over the years. Like, I will admit at first, and this is with the matter of, like, video game production and the idea of sequels. at first I was kind of, I mean, rightly so, I felt pissed because so many games were trying to aim to be that, oh, we can last forever kind of game. 9 times out of 10 ultimately failing because they put their fucking money on the wrong horse in a lot of ways. But over the years, I've just started thinking, like, I mean, like, I feel like it is just relatively a lot cheaper if you do things right to keep a video game that you just made going, as opposed to just, hey, let's spend all of these resources and all this time on a brand new sequel.
Right. The thing about that, right, is that sequels are fine, but it feels like if you're making a sequel solely for, I know, right, the industry is about making money. You have to make money. That's kind of the unfortunate nature of it.
But yeah, everyone knows
feels
that,
like,
but...
Yeah, it feels like that there's a thing about passion, right?
Right.
The thing, that's why I do have some respect for Ghost of Yotei, is because as much as I'm not interested in it, it doesn't feel like a soulless sequel. It feels like they have a passion for this. You know?
Yeah.
It feels like they didn't make this just because, oh, Ghost of makes money, so make another one. It's like, oh no, we have another story to tell. So we want to share that story, you know?
Yeah. I think, like, in my eyes, one of the genres to benefit greatly from this, oh, will be a forever game, is, interestingly enough, I think it's fighting games.
Right.
Like, okay, I will, like, we've said our piece about the whole DLC situation, so I'm not about to repeat myself here. But I will say is that I think relatively, like, hey, for example, Dragon Ball FighterZ coming back, I think is honestly kind of great. I think a lot of people thought that Dragon Ball FighterZ was done, but the fact that arguably bringing back one of arguably the best Dragon Ball fighting games just to date, like, and just still updating it and still keeping it relevant and everything, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was really interesting. Is that they just randomly decided to revive FighterZ, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, thought, all right, well, Bandai is putting all of their, like, eggs into one basket with Sparking Zero now. Dragon Ball FighterZ is kind of done, right? But no, them coming back with the Diamond DLC next year and everything, and even update some shit, and I've even heard this, is that people found ways with a new update to break the game. It's ways that are not fun, that ArcSys actually came out and said, yeah, we apologize for this is not how it's supposed to be. We're gonna update this game so that this doesn't happen. It's just like,
wow.
That's actually, it's just like, that rarely happens all that much, honestly. And how, like, Guilty Gear Strive even coming out with its next season also for next year and everything. It's just like, this is really good, because Strive is one of the best Guilty Gear games out today.
That's something I've never been interested in, is like a heavy interest in fighting games. Obviously, I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 a lot. That was kind of my extent of fighting game knowledge. Until I started playing Tekken with you guys, but that's like neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But it always felt to me that fighting games got a better deal, usually, and it weirdly felt like they got more respect from developers, ironically.
A lot of the times, I honestly, as someone who's been from the FGC, a lot of times I think it is just because they know what they are. Like, they are fighting games. Now, a lot of the times, I think the lesser successes of games are just, interestingly enough, games that either do go way too far in experimentation or just cater to the wrong audience. Like, well, honestly, I know people are gonna hate me for saying this, but Persona 4 Arena. It was a game catered to genuinely the wrong crowd, because you were catering to both Persona fans and fighting game fans.
Yeah, because there has to be a crossover here, because it's also, not only are you asking for Persona fans, but you're asking for Persona fans that are fans of fighting games, you know?
Yeah.
And it just feels like a weird, like, what?
Yeah, like
I mean, those people probably exist, but they're very,
not
very.
very in comparison, because that's the whole thing too, is that they try to incorporate, because this is what Persona fans say too. Oh yeah, Persona 4 Arena is absolutely canon to Persona 4. How do you think the fighting game fandom is going to take that?
Yeah,
Like, do you think fighting game fans are going to get anything about Persona if they don't even give a fuck about turn-based strategy games?
exactly. It's like you have to have already have played this 100-hour RPG to understand what's going on or who these characters are.
Yeah.
You know? Which, obviously, you can play a game without needing all that, obviously, but at the same time, who really is doing that?
Yeah, like, honestly. At the very least, it could benefit from, like, having something along the lines of, like, a recap kind of scenario.
Right. But at the same time, like, it kind of knows what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, if you're not a Persona fan, you're not gonna understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is why I feel like, to get back into this topic, right, Cross-Tag Battle did way better of that.
I would absolutely agree. Because for, like...
then you're getting... Yeah.
Yeah.
For one, I mean, the only reason this took off was because Ruby at the time was at its peak. And, hey, people were looking for, hey, Ruby characters that can fight and everything. We were kind of looking for that. And so it answered that question. So, like, relatively, I mean, like, anybody who was a fan of Ruby already was playing it, so they didn't really need to get caught up or anything. And also, again, like, it was just, like, the way it was handled and everything. I mean, yeah, again, DLC
Yeah, it's
situation.
its own story, though, also, so that helps.
An old story and everything, DLC and whatnot. But overall, I mean, like, it was relatively a decent time. I mean, like, a lot of people, of course, now just walk away from it because a lot of people that liked Ruby back in the day grew to dislike it and walked away.
But the thing is that with this game, right, you already have, like, oh, you're getting the Blaze Blue fans, right? They're already fighting game fans. You're getting the Under Night Rebirth fans. They're already fighting game fans.
Yep.
And then you added in Persona and Ruby to that, and then it's like, oh, so now we have 4 different fandoms here, you know?
Yeah, and then you add in fucking Senran Kagura, Heart Aino, fucking Akatsuki Blitzkampf, like, you have all these different series, and you just, like, it's no wonder why that game, despite what people want to say about it nowadays, it's no wonder why that game, you know, actually was a decent success overall.
Like, why it did relatively well.
Yeah. I think relatively, unless we want to, like, end this on any, like, last thoughts or something, I think we can wrap things up.
Oh, let's see. Let's not end this on a downer note, right?
Yeah.
We've been negative this whole time. Let's talk about games in the modern day that we actually adore, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've already went off on record saying that I love Hades too, right? But also, I really like Nine Souls. Nine Souls is such a beautiful game.
I'm about to, and Smoke, I think you know what I'm about to say here. I'm about to, like, rebuke somebody who is completely and utterly fucking ignorant of this particular game. Devil May Cry 5 is one of the best fucking successful titles, and it's $40 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had anyone wondering, we saw somebody essentially, like, asking, hey, why is Devil May Cry 5 just kind of $40? And then somebody interjected with, well, that's because it's unsuccessful. It's just unpopular
It was the worst
now.
game in the franchise.
Yeah, it's like, sold 10 million fucking units.
Right.
Like,
and not only that, Devil May Cry fans lost their freaking minds when this game came out.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like, hope. Now, listen, right? I still like the reboot, right? I still like it.
Yeah.
Except for the Virgil DLC.
Yep.
But that's not here or there. I still like the reboot. I still think it's fun. But at the same time, I absolutely love DMC5 so much more because it's like, yeah, man, I know you're playing my nostalgia. I know you are, but it's also still just a good modern game, you know?
Yeah. And then, like, also on that note, I mean, like, Capcom has seemingly been, like, popping off with a number of titles. I mean, hell, they're bringing Onimusha back. They brought Onimusha 2 back for a remaster. Like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And,
that's great.
yeah. And I like, relative, and, like, I mean, we can also talk about, like, for example, Silent Hill. That's been going off pretty well as well.
Silent Hill, yeah, Silent Hill F. Yeah, I've heard that's really good.
And, I mean, hell,
Silent Hill
like,
F.
we were getting on, like, Persona before, but I mean, hey, Metaphor Refantasia, one of the best
Metaphor.
fucking JRPGs I've ever played.
Yeah, Expedition 33, which you
Yep.
just started playing today.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good. And for anyone that wants to know, we all know how Sozo and the chat usually is about the game. It's like he was playing and there was like I saw in 5 minutes before we were just dead silent.
Yeah.
Because we're watching, we're just so engaged with what's going on. And I beat the game twice, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Like, I am genuinely, I like to just try and add in jokes wherever I so desire, but hey, like, dude,
the
the
game's
end of
too
the
engrossing, yeah.
number of scenes in the prologue and just Act 1 alone had me just silent because I was so invested in it.
Yeah, it's like, I remember what you just said a few hours ago, right? It's that, man, that was a great game. It's like, so, like, there's like 50 more hours of the game left.
Yeah, like, no, like, legitimately, what I said was, the prologue cutscene where they were starting to really get into the things and start to take on the pain tests. I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care if game journalists would have been mad about it. If the game were to end here, I would have been satisfied with just the fact that it's $40. I would have been satisfied with that because it felt relatively like a short film. But honestly, I was so just genuinely, jokes aside, I was genuinely actually interested in it, and I liked it. Like, hell, if you were to tell me that was a, like, just a gameplay teaser or something we would see at fucking EVO or something, right?
I
That
like the
would've-
Game Awards
Yeah, the
this year
Game
or something.
Awards, right? Like, I would have been like, wow, this is really good. This is a really good film. Oh, wait, it's a game? Huh. Okay, I'll be interested to check that out.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that I was talking about, is that I really do need more games like Expedition 33 that are not afraid to take risks.
Yeah. And then there's, you know, I mean, it's not just like, you know, AAA games and whatnot on some level that are kicking it too. Like, there's also indie games, like, I mean, Amori over the last 5 years or so has gotten really
Amori,
popular.
yeah, we didn't even get into Amori. Holy crap, we didn't.
Yeah, no. It is one of the, like, best fucking... It is one of the best fucking indie titles. Like, next to that is, like, also, like, Mouthwashing. There's some other titles that have been popping off, like No, I'm Not Human.
Yeah, the thing about is that I feel like I'm too hard on Mouthwashing because it's like I could see the twist coming.
I think a
And
lot of it
it's
is
like, I don't
just
know.
the popularity in a lot of ways, where it's like, if you were to
Right,
just
Yeah,
take a break from sort of like hearing all of this stuff and then actually consume it on its own, it would probably be
right,
good.
like, yeah, like it's not bad. I just feel like I'm kind of,
Mm.
I feel like I'm out here just being like, am I the weird one for not being as into this? You know?
If anything, I
Not
think
that I'm
like
saying, not that I'm saying the game sucks. I'm not
No,
saying
like,
the game sucks.
if anything, I just don't really feel like Mouthwashing is that kind of game where it's like, oh, I want to play it constantly, because it's a very like disturbing and fucked up game.
It's a very depressing game too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to keep playing this guy. He's such a dick.
Yeah, it's also like props. It's one of the games where you actually play as a untrustworthy narrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play, and the thing is, right, is that there's no props. Also, props to them for making a unlikable main character.
Yeah.
He's such an unlikable person. Like, there's no redeeming quality to this character whatsoever.
Yeah, no, he is a absolute, like, whiny bitch. He's a manipulator. He's a
Fucking rapist. Like, he's
Somebody
a
said-
horrible
somebody-
monster.
Yeah, somebody said that he sees himself as what the captain actually is, you know, a good person and a hero. He thinks he's, I think it's James is the captain or whatever.
Like Jimmy, whatever.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no, I mean the guy who actually ended up all messed up.
Oh, I think it's Curly. Oh wait,
Curly,
no,
yeah.
wait. Jimmy,
Yeah,
yeah, Curly.
I think it is Curly. Yeah, he sees himself. He thinks he is the type of person Curly is, and he's not. He's the exact opposite. You're an awful person.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, okay,
Because Curly
like
had his issues, right?
Curly had his issues, but he was relatively just a decent person. He was
trying his best, is
He's
the
trying
thing,
his
right?
best. Yeah, like the only
It's like,
reason why Jimmy even got on board was because Curly knew him for so long.
Right. It's because he literally took advantage of Curly's kindness.
Yeah.
It's also what Anya says, right? It's that I believe that our worst mistakes don't make us monsters, and that applies to Curly so much, you know?
Yeah.
Because his worst mistake was kind of letting Jimmy on board. But does that make him a bad person?
No.
Like, hell, you could even argue that one of his worst mistakes is sort of his... I guess, I
don't want to say, like... It kind of ignorance, I think is the point I'm trying to get across. Like,
Yeah, it's ignorance. It's refusal to accept reality, right? Because you
Yeah.
never want to believe that your friend is this awful person.
Yeah, it's very much the case of, like, your friend's innocent until proven guilty.
Right, but he's also very guilty.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and considering that you never really get to hear from Curly at all throughout the majority of the present time in the game, it's like, it's pretty clear he saw where this fucking ship was headed, and he's
pretty clear of, like, who's to blame in all of this.
Also, I still can't get over the Swansea Daisuke thing.
Yeah.
That's still so sad and depressing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like...
I do feel like the camera should not have cut away to show Daisuke like that, though. I was like, man, it would have been so much worse if you just left that off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, it just adds to the point of, like, yeah, there's plenty of games that are, hell, we haven't even talked about Windblown. That's one of the best co-op roguelites I have played.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, like, okay, I will say the fetch quest stuff for new islands is a little iffy, but...
It's a little, yeah, it could be a little better, but it's also...
It's a bit of a wild goose chase, but at the same time, like, we were playing it the other day, and it was like, there's a lot of changes, too, where it's just like, okay, this is actually kind of genuinely fun now. Like, because before the newest update, it was like, oh, you guys have to do all of the stuff that I did and be able to get to this new area. And no, now you, like, if I've completed this game, you guys can just come along. I don't think you get anything, but you guys can also just play along with it.
Right. Also, here's the thing about here's another I guess you could call them AAA, because they do own Nikkei. Stellar Blade is actually a really good action. It's actually a really good action game.
Oh, that reminds me too, like Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah, Black Myth Wukong. Like, that's so fun.
Yeah. There's also
yeah.
I guess if we also, you know, we like, it's pretty obvious, but if we also want to bring up Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, see, I love Remake and Rebirth, right? I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm about to say. But it feels like Rebirth is so freaking long if you actually want to see all the stuff it has. And I get it, right? Well, it's like an open worldish game. What are you doing? You're complaining about doing all this stuff. it's optional. It's really not if there are voiced cutscenes that feel like they're uh, helpful and integral to the world and the new plot you're trying to set up, right?
Yeah, that's another argument in and of
Because
itself, is the whole, like, what is and isn't optional in a video game.
oh yeah, I love if you. I already sent it to you, right?
Yeah,
There's a
the
video
the
on.
Yahtzee video.
There's a video on Second Wind right now that I would recommend anyone listening right now go listen to, where optional content or side content is not optional side content anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
like optional content a lot of the times, in my eyes, and even then when it goes into the video, optional content is like stuff that is, hey, it's here, it's not really gonna go away, it's just there for you. Like, hey, you collect all 100, hats, you get a special little cookie or medal or something. It's just like, that's optional. It doesn't really affect the game. But optional content, quote unquote, has come to a point where it's like, yeah, you have to do this, this, and that. Congratulations, you unlock the true ending.
yeah, because that's what I was about to address. It's
Yeah.
like, but what if I don't want to do X, Y, and Z? Well, then I guess you're not going to see the actual ending of the game that the developers intended this story to end the way it should.
Is it
You're
optional?
just going to see.
Oh yeah, it's optional. All right. Yeah, if you don't care about seeing the true ending. All right, I guess I'll.
Yeah. The veil part of the next.
Yeah, you're right, motherfucker.
But yeah, it's just. It's crazy, right? Because it's like, yeah, it's optional content. Okay. What do you mean by optional? Well, the entire end of the game is locked behind it. Okay. That's why I'm so happy with games like Elden Ring, right? It's like there is no true ending of this game.
Yeah.
It's just the ending you choose, you know?
Yeah, I would 100% agree.
What we still rep Age of Stars in this house, bro. We still, yeah. I'm probably just upset so many Elden Ring fans because they're like, Ronnie's an awful person. I'm like, I know, but she's my awful person.
I'm not here to fix her problems. I'm here to make her worse.
I'm not here to fix her problems. I'm here to enable her bad behavior. I like the hot doll princess. Okay, so what? She is a princess, by the way. She is.
Yeah.
Her name is America. Yeah, And do you want to talk about Kingdom Hearts, or do you want to save that for another podcast episode?
We'll save that for another podcast because I want to get more
Right.
people involved in that.
I want to get other people because like more opinions, right? But I think can I just go ahead and just say, just like as a teaser,
Sure.
how you responded to this series?
Do you want me to pull
So-
up the Discord message? But you can just go up.
No, it's literally I'm just sitting here. I think I was playing like Borderlands 4 or Baldur's Gate 3 or something, and I get a Discord message that says, I hate you both. This series is great. How dare you? Or something along the line.
Yeah, so I had played Kingdom Hearts 1, I don't remember when. I think it was either like in the last few months or last year. I don't remember when. But my takeaway is that I get why people like it. It's just not really for me, the gameplay and everything. And it was just like, it was one of those things, especially with the fact that it took me to beat the first boss to get dodging. It was just one of those things where it's like, I didn't really feel like playing Final Mix was gonna fix any of my issues, because I played the original PS2 version. So I was like, I get what this is going for, it's just not really for me. And then we tried watching the fan dub, which, jokingly albeit, you said, you can't watch this, you haven't beaten fucking Kingdom Hearts 1 gatekeeping me. I was just like...
yeah, but I equated it to, I was like, yeah, but you're like one of those people that watched Dragon Ball Z abridged and never seen Dragon Ball Z, you know?
Do you mean like you?
haven't saved Dragon Ball Z. What are you talking about?
Bro, I've seen Dragon Ball Z too. I don't know what you're talking about. No, like
No, that's what I equated it to, you know?
Like,
it's
like
one of
don't
these
fuck with
people
us
that-
Dragon Ball fans, we've only seen the abridged series kind of thing.
Right, that's what I was equating it to.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, well, it's like if someone only watched the abridged and didn't, you know?
So, like, step by step, like, I just as a teaser, just as my own little teaser, I was like, alright, I'm gonna read the manga. Looks up manga. First thing I see, why is there porn of Sora and Jessica Walter? Jessica Rabbit, sorry.
Yeah, that was
Jessica Rabbit.
very slow.
And then I read the manga, oh, that's why there's porn. I'm gonna leave that for another day, though.
Bye, guys.
But yeah. Alright, I think that's gonna do it.
That's hilarious. Well, I mean, I'm glad we ended on a positive note, though.
Yeah,
Like, here's what I actually like about the games now.
Yeah, because, like, look, people, like, again, we can bring it back to the whole thing of, like, the extreme, like, just no nuance thing. People seem to have it in their minds of, because we criticize something, that automatically means that we just hate everything about it. It's like, no, we criticize something because we not only want things to change, we know things can change for the better. Because there are people out there actively doing it. Like, if all games were bad, my library of video games would be significantly worse. If all new, like, devices to get video games on was like completely expensive and just inaffordable and not worth the time, I wouldn't have gotten a Steam Deck. Like, if the new fucking Xbox Windows 11 handheld was the only handheld to get, I would have never gotten into PC gaming.
Hi. Yeah, it's just I'm just happy that we were like, you know, let's end this on a good note, you know?
Oh yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. Like, again, like,
That's kind of what I always try to do at the end of my pieces of my articles. It's like, I don't want to go out on a downer note, because I'll just feel bad for the rest of the day. I was like, let me talk about some good stuff, though.
That in and of itself is a problem with current day discussions, is that everybody wants to bitch, but not a whole lot of people want to actually propose an actual solution, or even actually put it on some level of like, hey, look on the bright side at least, kind of thing. Like, that's kind of why I like some kind of media, whatnot, with like, focuses on some real fucked up stuff, but then ends it with, what can we do now, kind of thing. And I think, like, yeah, I mean, you're all, like, it's never going to stop the whole, like, you know, we need to vote with our wallets thing, which we have been fucking doing for a long while. But at the end of the day, it's just like, literally, if you want to buy modern games, like, well, one, you should know what you're getting into, and two, you should buy games that genuinely go against what the current industry of investors and CEOs want for the consumers.
Yeah, man, that's great. I didn't know you were into slop.
Wait, you saying like slop? You saying like slop shields like plural? Like who's the second person?
The shield. You said shield as in plural. Who's the other one?
So you're okay with paying for mediocrity?
No, I'm okay with paying for catching creatures.
I'll be honest, I'm just gonna catch like 20 of them bitches and call it a day.
Yeah, just gotta catch like 20 of them. Oh my gosh, hey, right now, at this current moment, digital anniversary edition of Metaphor Fantasio is on sale for $55, which was originally $99.
Goddamn. Also, wish I hadn't paid for Metaphor already.
That's also that game's so good. I'm gonna probably replay that here in a second.
Yeah.
Not be like tonight, but like
Yeah.
I'll probably play that in the next like week or so. I've loved Metaphor.
I feel like one of these days we need to get some people together and do like a 3x3 of like our favorite indie games and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of mine would probably be Super Giant games, so I'm just going to be honest.
I mean, hey, like, the only thing I said was get together and make a 3x3 of our favorite indie games. I never said anything like, oh, it can only be one from one particular company. I was like, nah, fuck
You're
that.
right. Yeah, a lot
That's
of
boring.
Yeah,
What do you think I am, a sheep?
Yeah, Right, there's Bastion, Transistor, let's see, Hades 1 and 2, I guess, count as different games.
Yeah.
Pyre was really good.
Yeah, like well,
Yeah,
that's something on the back burner for right now.
oh yeah, absolutely. Well,
But-
I'll stop prolonging this episode.
I mean, like, what's the point if it isn't, right? I mean,
Yeah.
technically speaking, I kind of I kind of thought we were done like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, but we just found a way to keep it going. So let's go for another hour.
Let's go for another hour. Overtime.
But yeah, I guess
Alright.
I guess that is gonna do it. Thank you for joining me.
And you know what sucks? Is that in the episode and I'll think of like 50 more things I wanted to talk about.
That's usually how it goes, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I put down some bullet points, say shit on the fly, and then I just look back and I go, you know what? I could have said some more things here.
Yeah. It's like, there's like 50 more things I wanted to talk about. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We could probably come back to it. It's not like gaming is just gonna.
I
I mean,
don't going anywhere. Yeah.
it's not like gaming is going anywhere. It's not like AAA companies are gonna stop all of a sudden doing the shit they're doing. I think we'll have plenty to talk about.
Wouldn't it be some shit if this video was what caused them to though?
I mean, I fail to see the problem there. I mean, we could just talk about how video games have gotten better.
Right.
And then just have more reasons to bring over those 50 things. Alright, but yeah, that's gonna do it.
Alright. Alright. See you guys.
Yep, take care.